The son of a ship captain, Nathaniel Hawthorne was born on Independence Day in 1804 in Salem, Massachusetts. He grew up in Salem. After graduating from Samuel Archer School in Salem, Hawthorne attended Baldwin College, graduating in 1825. At Baldwin, Hawthorne made connections and friends that would prove influential throughout his life, including the future President Franklin Pierce, Horatio Breed, his lifelong best friend, and the Congressman Jonathan C. Lee, and the poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. While in college, Hawthorne added a W to his name and began writing fiction. In 1828, he self-published a romance, Fanshawe, influenced by his reading of Gothic novels and the adventure stories of Sir Walter Scott. However, he soon grew embarrassed of the work, withdrawing and burning all remaining copies. A few years later, Hawthorne began publishing short stories. He is called by some critics by the father of American fiction. He was obsessed by the ways in which the Puritans shaped New England culture. His first American ancestor, William Hawthorne, was involved in a version of events depicted in The Gentle Boy. The story of Hawthorne's son John, a magistrate during the Salem witch trials of 1692, influenced a spate of Hawthorne works including Young Goodman Brawl and The Scarlet Letter, so he used his relatives as a base to his stories. Today Hawthorne is perhaps best known for his novel The Scarlet Letter, dated by 1850, a tale of witchcraft, adultery, and illicit love. In May 1864, while visiting former President Franklin Pierce, his best friend, in Plymouth, New Hampshire, Hawthorne died in his sleep.
The Wives of the Dead. The story is about two young women that are recently married. Their husbands were brothers, and they used to live in the same house. It was in the seaport of the Bay Province in the autumn. The girls were Mary and Margaret. Mary was the most like centered person, and Mary was more like a crying baby. And the story started when they were having people for the funeral or something of their husband, and they were like really sad and everything, but they don't want like other people's presence. They want to just lean on each other and be together. And so when everyone goes, Mary starts making them dinner, but Margaret doesn't want to eat. She's like crying and grieving more. And I don't know. And then they go to bed. They go to sleep. But Mary falls asleep. But Margaret doesn't. And Margaret just stays looking at the room. The room is very close, and she just stays looking at the room and remembering things and like just dreaming about it. And then someone knocks on the door, and she opens the door. It's the landlord. His name is Parker, and he tells her that her husband is alive, and she's like very very happy. And then she goes to Mary's room to tell her, but as soon as she got there, she looks at Mary's face and she's like just sleeping. And then she's like, oh, I won't tell her my story. I mean, I'm happy and she isn't, so she doesn't want to share it to, so she won't upset Mary. So Margaret go to sleep happy. And then Mary wakes up. Mary wakes up like she thinks she's hearing something in her dream, but in reality, when she really wakes up, it's someone knocking at the door again. And then she wakes up. She goes to the door, to the window, and when she gets to the window, it's a guy named Steven. He's someone that once wanted her before she gets married. And she's like, "Oh, what's she doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm here to comfort you." And she's like, thinking that he was there to like comfort her, but he's not. Okay, there's nothing. And I said, no, I'm just here to tell you good news. I was in the seaport and I saw your husband. Bye. Just give the news. And then she's very happy. And she wants to tell the news to Margaret. And then she goes to Margaret's room. And when she looks at Margaret, she's like having the best dream ever. The best dream ever. And she's like, happy. And then Mary says, oh, she thinks I won't wake her with my good news. I mean, my husband's alive, her isn't. And then the story ends up with this. She wakes up. Who wakes up? Mary or Margaret? I mean, was Mary dreaming or not? The relation of the story is that, I mean, were they both dreaming that their husband was alive because of grief of their loss, or no, or it was real? I don't know. Do you?
So, guys, I'm gonna continue talking a little bit about The Wives of the Dead by Nathaniel Hawthorne. It was published in 1832 in the Romanticism period. Yes, the feelings and the human life was so important at that time to write literature papers. Yes, and Nathaniel Hawthorne's the main characteristic of this author is that he is so dark. Everything he used to write used to be very, very dark, a dark side, dealing with the reality and the unreal things. This material, The Wives of the Dead, something is mysterious in this paper because we don't know if it is either real or dream. So we read everything, and in the end, we don't know who wakes up, if is one widow or the other widow. Yes, we have no idea which one wakes up, and it is the part in which he works with what is real and what is unreal. Yes, about our dreams. So everything we read, everything we are reading in the tale, we don't know if it's real or if it's only a dream. Yes, and the dream is so detailed. I'm sorry. He uses a lot of words, and in a complex way he writes to to give us these impressions, if it is true or not. Yes, if it is a dream or if it is a reality. Yes, and it's good because we don't know how real our dreams are. Yes, we can see that if things that we dream, not only sleeping but awake, if they are true, they will become true. Yes, and here in the poem, it is so dark. Yes, that even the dreams that comes true in the tale, it is dark. Yes, he uses it in a dark way. One of the both wives, they were so dark, so sad. Yes, their sadness didn't go away because of their husband's death. But one of them receives the news that her husband, is alive, and it is dark. It is not the happiest moment because she feels the other wife's feelings. Oh, I'm gonna tell her that my husband is alive, so it is gonna make her even worse, and she's gonna be like, I cannot share my happiness with her because my happiness will kill her, and it is something very, very interesting. Yes, but one of them receives the news that her husband, is alive, and it is dark. It is not the happiest moment because she feels the other wife's feelings. Oh, I'm gonna tell her that my husband is alive, so it is gonna make her even worse, and she's gonna be like, I cannot share my happiness with her because my happiness will kill her, and it is something very, very interesting. Yes, um, and it is related to our feelings. It is related to our things. Yes, about our dreams. Are our dreams so real? Do we want our dreams to be real? If they become true, yes, will we be happy? Or the things the way they are okay? Yes, because in the tale, when she receives the good news, it makes her sad because it will make the other wives even more sad or sadder. I don't know. It is a very interesting tale to read. I think you should read it, but it is a little complicated for not native English speakers, and I think it is a little bit complicated for native speakers. I don't know. Yes, I found it very difficult because the way he writes it's a complex way. Yes, but I found it really interesting. It was really good, and I think you should all read it. There are audiobooks in which you can read and follow the other person, the video in which the girl is reading, so you can follow this. You can read some analysis to make it simpler, and it is really interesting when you understand that and when you brings these things to your life and to yourself. Yes, so I think you should do it. That's it. That is my curiosities and point of views. Yeah, and okay, guys, that's it. Bye bye.